Okay, let's proceed. Okay, good afternoon to everyone. Here we go again. I wish everyone has in good health and in peace of mind, and God bless to all. Planning and Control Management, Part 4, Program Progress Monitoring, Updating, and Controlling. Thank you for all the subscriptions, likes, and shares. Our previous episode was Part 4, Session 30, and this was about Program Update 003. Its progress and actuals using Microsoft Excel file format in second step, which is updating progress and actuals in Microsoft Excel file format. So we can anticipate that the next episode of this one is to import. Our current episode is part 4, session 31. The same update program 003. Progress and actuals using Microsoft Excel file format, and this is the third and the final step. As I said, this step includes importing progress and actuals update from Excel file format into the current program. So meaning we, on our previous episode, we update the progress and actuals in our exported Microsoft Excel file format. Now, what we are going to do now is to import that updated file of Microsoft Excel into our current project in Primavera P6 format. Okay. Okay, here we go. Our objective here is to demonstrate how to import progress and actuals update. It is said that it is a progress because this is about the activity progress, the actual start and the finish dates, and the percentage of the activity accomplished. And when you say actuals, this is about the resources or the actual units of the resources. Okay, this is to update from XLS or Excel file format into the current program in Primavera P6. Okay, now let's open our last project in Primavera P6, and here we go. Okay, this is now for the month of August, so let's open it. Now we will go to the progress update layout. Okay, here we go. Usually in our previous episode, when we update directly into our Primavera P6, this is what we are doing, right? So now we will update our program using the import from the Excel file. So let's roll up those activities who are already completed. Okay, so this is now the activities that we need to update. Okay, let's roll up this one so that we can visualize clearly the changes of the activity when we okay, let's filter this one. We don't need this one with Windows schedule delay analysis. So let's filter that out. Okay, filter. Okay, modify. WBS is not equal to, it should not equal to this one. The WBS not equal to this one. Okay. And then okay, and then apply. Okay, so there is no more delay analysis WBS here. So here, so looking at our window here, okay. Actually, instead of updating our program here, we export the Excel format of this. and then we update the progress and actuals into our Excel format. Now, since we have already updated the Excel format, progress and actuals, so we have to import that Excel format into this program. So that means it should, when we import that Excel format, let's say, let's take a look on our Excel format. So this one, this is the activity. Okay, so this activity, this update should reflect into our Primavera P6 when we run the import process. Okay, the same as this one. So let's take a look. Let's get back to Primavera. Okay, here we can see we should have our actually this activity was also already completed, and this one had started, this one is completed, and this one had started. Okay, and of course, at the same time, the resources should also be populated by the import process. Okay, so now, so meaning this, all of this data here should be reflected into our Primavera P6 when we run the import, the same as in the resource data. Okay, so take a look on that one. We will review if it is really it really works. Okay, so let's go to Primavera. Actually, before that, here on the scheduling option, here we can also set the schedule automatically when a change affects dates, and also recalculate the assignment cost. Okay, but anyway, our either we check or not, that's also fine. There's no problem with that one. Okay, so if we will check that one, no problem. If we will not check that one, no problem. But we will uncheck that one, and then we will run independently after the import process. Okay, let's click OK, and then okay. Now, are we ready to run the import? Okay, so what we expect to reflect here is the date here, the completion date. Once the actual finish here is reflected automatically, Primavera should put this activity percent complete as 100. I hope so. And also the date here will be reflected. And if you look at here, it should be the activities percent completion should be 70. But actually, when we look at here, it is still 0. Okay, and also here, once we put the finish date here, this activity should be 100%. And also the start date here, which is here, August 21, should be reflected also here with the 25% activity percent complete. And at the same time here, this period and the actual unit should be populated after the import process, and also the remaining units should be calculated accordingly. Okay, and also since we unmark the checkbox to recalculate the cost, so we will run it again after the import process. Okay, so here we should, if you look at here in the Excel format, we will go to the resource tab here. These values should be reflected in our Primavera P6 here. Okay, so in a way, after we run the what do you call this? After we finish running the import of the Excel, we will check it one by one if it really works. Okay, in a way, we have to status our schedule to the next period. Okay, let's click here. And then we will change this date to September 1, right? Okay, and then run the schedule. Okay, so the schedule now moved to September. So we will move this one here. Anyway, we will remove this one, I think. Just delete it. So we will remove this here a little bit nearer and then move. Okay. Okay, let's start the import. Then let's go to file. Now, before we use the export, now we will be using the import. Okay. And then click. Okay, here we go. So now we will choose the spreadsheet, of course. Okay, and then click next. Okay, and then we will look for those Excel file that we exported and updated. Let's click here. Okay, and I think this is the one, right? Wait a minute. Okay, let's click this one, or you make double click. Okay. Okay, so click next. Okay. Now we will check the activity and then the resource assignment because this was the one we updated. And this is also available in our exported Excel file. So let's click next. And then there is an option here, update existing project. Okay, so we have to update our existing project. Actually, this current project that we have here in front of us. So we will update that existing project based on the import data. Okay, so we will import we have to choose the project, right? Okay, so the available project here is this one, so double click it. Okay, and then click next. Okay, and then finish. Okay, did you see the changes, guys? Okay, if you look at here, you see the actual finish this here is reflected. Okay, this I think this is correct. 10 August and 21 August. And here, before this was 15%, but it is calculated automatically by Primavera to 100% because the actual finish or the activity is already completed. Okay, and also, if you look at here, the activity percent complete, before this was a 0, but now it is 70%. Okay, let's try to minimize this one, and let's see the changes. Okay, let's see the changes with the Excel. Okay, here we go. We will go to this is our Excel file, and this is our Primavera. Okay, so if you look at here is our task first. We will look at the activity changes as a result of the imported Excel file. Okay. Okay, here under here, we can see here the 7/31. This is July 31, right? And also here is August 10. So this is August 10. And here before it was 15, but now it becomes 100% because the activity has already the actual finish, or it is already completed. Now on the second activity here, we have here August 21. So here it is August 21, it's reflected. And we have here our 70% activity percent complete. So this is correct, right? Now, let's try to look at the resource. Why we cannot extend this one? Okay. Okay, here, we will check this one first. So this one is 31 July, that is correct. This is correct as this one. And 20 August, this one is correct. And here, before it was 2%, but now it is already 100% because the activity is already completed. And now here is August 21, and here the actual start is also August 21. So it reflects the correct figure or date. And then here it is 25%. But before that was, now this here also is 25%, right? Now let's look at the resources. So let's go to the resource tab of the Excel file here. Okay. Now we will go first to this activity. So in this activity, if you look at our resource file here, let's go to the actual this period units. Okay, so we will look at the actual this period units for that activity. So that is 20, 20 for the excavator. Okay, 20 for 30 for the heavy equipment, 20 for the excavator. Right, for the dump truck is 20. No, this one. This is 20. We are looking or talking about the actual this period units. So how about the laborer? That is 40 and 40. So the import is accurate, or meaning the imported units of the resources are correct. So let's go to the actual units. So the actual unit is 21, 21, 32 for the HEO or heavy equipment operator. So that is correct. 21 for the dump truck, this one. And this one is 21. And then 43 for the laborer. So that is 43 and 44. Okay. So the import is accurate. Now let's go to this activity, this one. And here, we will click this one. So if you look at this activity, so we have here 22, 22, 44, 55, 55. That's correct. And also the actual units is 22, 22, 44, 55, 55. Then that is correct. So the remaining units will be calculated automatically by remaining duration multiplied by the budgeted units. Okay, next, we will go to, this one has no progress yet. So we will go to this activity here. So we'll move it up. Okay, if you look at the resources, that is 300, 300, and 310. Okay, and also this one is 310. Let's go to the next activity. And that is 165, 165, 165. Okay, this is 165. If you look at here at Primavera, it's 165 and 165. And also the actual unit here is 165 and 165 also. Actual unit here is the cumulative actual units for the current period. Now let's go to the indirect activities. Okay, under the indirect activities, we will highlight this one. So if you look at this one, the actual units is 31. Okay, this one. So you can see it here, 31. Oh no, only this one. So there are 31. And then the actual units is this one. So that is 82, 82, and 79. Okay, so this is 79. Here, that is for the foreman because this is for the foreman. And this one is project engineer is 82 and project manager is 82. So that is correct. Okay. So our import and export process is accurate. So next, what we need to do here is to update our indirect activities. Okay, if you look at our indirect activities here, what happened? Okay. Actually, we have this is not an auto scheduling, so we have to run the schedule, right? We will run the schedule or control F9, I think. Okay, we will run the schedule. Go to option. Okay, here we will check the scheduling so that it will automatically reschedule when there is a changes. And then we will also check the recalculate assignment cost, okay? So that the changes of the cost or units in our resources will be calculated when it comes to cost. Okay, let's close and then run the schedule. Okay, so the schedule is already executed based on the input or percentage that we put in our project schedule. So if you look at the last activity here we have, okay, so let's go to the last activity here, which is demobilization. Okay, so after demobilization is the project completion date, but we have to adjust the completion of our indirect activities to be equal to this activity, right? Because when the direct activity is completed, of course, the indirect activity is also must also be completed. So let's make this date the same as the indirect activities. So let's highlight this one and then right click, okay, and then right click and then fill down. Okay, so they are already the same. So let's run the schedule. Okay, so here we go. Now the completion date of our project is here. We have a total float of 21 days. Actually, in our previous program update, we have only 10 days. So that means there is an additional of 20 days, or I mean, there is an additional 10 days because, of course, maybe the delay of the contractor of 10 days, right? But anyway, we will analyze that delay after this episode. We have that separate episode for that topic. Okay, so next, we will update also our activity percent complete of our indirect activities. So as we said, whatever is the scheduled or planned percent complete should be equal to the physical percent complete of the indirect activities. So let's make this. This is 29, so this should be also 29, right? And this one will also be 29. Okay, so I think we are done here. So the next thing we need to do in our next episode is to um, incorporate the delays caused by the contractor in our schedule. But before that, let's take a look on the log or schedule log first. Okay, let's take a look on our schedule log. First, let's go to schedule. Let's schedule. Oh, the problem here. And then let's go to view log, right? Okay. Okay, here we go. Is the our view? This is our log. Okay. So the first thing we need to look at here is the out of sequence. Actually, here we can see this is fine. Activities without a predecessor. So this one, there is no problem with this one because this is the delay event. Okay. And here, the without successor, this is also okay. This in A, this is the added activity in our window schedule analysis, which is the previous period, which is really not in the late situation. We didn't put the what do you call this, predecessor and successor, so that is why it appears here. But there is no issue with that one, no big deal. So here, out of sequence, so we are lucky there is no out of sequence here. Activities with actual, so everything here I think is already fine. So we can see here also the critical activities, which is within the longest path. Okay, and activities unsatisfied constraints. Okay, once the activity or the project is delayed, there is always an activities with unsatisfied constraint. Okay, so these constraints are the interim milestone and the project milestone. And activities that are not on any float path, these are the activities that which are not not a critical activity. Actually, most of these are already completed. Okay, so anything else? Actually, we can run the past period performance. Okay, let's get back to our Primavera. Okay, and then let's cancel this one. Okay, here, if you can see, I think everything is already fine. And what is needed to be updated here is also already done. So everything are complete, are already are accurate on the import process. So what else need to be done here is what? Okay, so meaning we can run the past period performance so that this period units will be stored. Okay. So we have to store this period performance as usual. What we did in our previous project, so that we can also show that in our report for the past period performance. So let's go to where we can find it. Go to tools. Actually, just be sure that when you run the past period performance, just be sure that everything are updated correctly or accurately, or you are already satisfied or convinced that all the data of the updates are all accurate and correct. Okay, so let's go to where we can find it. Store period performance. Click it. Okay, here we go. So, what is our financial period? Okay, so let's change this to August, right? August 1 to August 31. But the date, okay, so August 1 to August 31, but the date is 1st of September. That is understood that the range or the period, the ending period should be 1 day before the data date. So it is August 31, 2022. Okay, now let's store period performance. Click it, and then yes. So the actual this period units will disappear because it is already stored in the system, okay, or in the database. So we are done. So our next episode, we will see what will be the next episode. Okay, let's move forward. Okay, our next episode is part 4, session 32, program 003 update. The same update progress and actuals using Microsoft Excel file format. But this one is export and import Microsoft Excel file format from and to Primavera P6 activity window. So this is the one I have just mentioned in our previous episode. The other way of exporting Microsoft Excel from Primavera P6. Okay, so we still have our upcoming episodes. So see you for this episode, and thank you guys for watching. So our upcoming episode are first, kindly subscribe. Your comment is also very important so that I can look at it and have some improvement in our exercise. And also like and share for others to see also and watch our video. So our upcoming episode is the incorporate contractors delays into the current program. Project delay impact analysis of contractors identify delays, determination of contractors performance efficiency, and preparation of status reports and summary. Okay, so it's the end of our exercise, our session, I mean, and God bless to all.